This could happen to your house if you install solar the wrong way. Now, this installation almost burned down this house. This video is for educational purpose. Now, if you are installing a solar power system and you're using a low voltage system, a 12 volts, a 24 volts, and you're also using an external charge controller, you need to be very careful with your wiring and your breakers or your fuse, your overcurrent protection devices. Because in one of my videos, I told you that solar fires always start if you have an undersized cable or overcurrent protection devices that are not properly sized. This installation is a 24-volt system with 6 solar panels. If you have a low voltage system, most of your connections will be in parallel. You may have series parallel connection, but parallel connection will always be there because your charge controller PV input requirement or PV input voltage requirement is low. The voltage window is low, so you're always connecting or wiring your solar panels to meet up with that input requirement. As a result of this, you will end up having many parallel connections because you need enough solar panels on the roof to harness enough energy for you during the day when the sun is available. So when you are doing this connection, you should be careful of the kind of cable you are using. For example, if you have 6 units of 600 watts solar panels or 500 watts solar panels, and you want to wire the solar panels to charge a 24-volt battery bank, depending on the solar charge controller you're using, if it is a PWM, you're going to wire all the solar panels in parallel, and parallel connection will increase current. So with high current that is coming from the solar panels, you will need large size of cables to carry the amount of current that will be flowing through them. If you have a charge controller, an MPPT charge controller with a maximum PV input voltage of maybe 150 volts, it means you're going to connect 3 in series. Then you're going to connect in parallel. You connect 3 in series, then you parallel them. So if your charge controller is a PWM charge controller, this is positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. You will connect all the solar panels in parallel. That is positive to positive, all the positives, then negative to negative. So you have your negative terminal here. This is your positive, and this is your negative. So with this kind of connection, the current will be high. So you cannot use a 6 mm cable here. If you use a 6 mm cable, what we fail to understand is that during the day, around 12 noon, between 12 noon to 2 p.m., the intensity of sun is always high, most especially in this month of March. The intensity of sun is always high. So what the solar panels will be generating will be high. So you need those cables to be able to handle that amount of current that will be flowing through them. So if you use a 6 mm cable, this can lead to a fire outbreak. It is dangerous. So that is why if you have this kind of setup, don't go for a PWM charge controller. Rather, go for an MPPT charge controller. Now, with an MPPT charge controller, you will connect 3 in series, positive to negative, positive to negative. Then you have your positive here. This set again, positive to negative and positive to negative. So you have your positive here, and this is your positive terminal. So you now connect this in parallel. So this is your negative terminal. This will come here. So here now, you have positive, and here you have negative terminal. Remember, you make use of a combiner box. So if you have your combiner, you can see that the amount of current that will be flowing through here will be reduced because you now have two parallel connections. Like the former one, all the 6 panels were connected in parallel. But with this MPPT charge controller, you only connect 3 in series, then you now connect them in parallel. So you don't need a large size of cable like the previous connection. But here you still need to properly size your cable so that it will be able to handle the amount of current that the solar panels will be generating at their peak. So when sizing, choosing the size of your cable and the size of your breaker, you're looking at your ISC, your short circuit current, the maximum possible current that these solar panels can generate. That is why we're using short circuit current. If you properly size a solar power system, you will not have issues. Then if you want to still reduce the size of this cable, you can now go for a hybrid inverter. For a hybrid inverter with a maximum PV input voltage of 500 volt DC. With this now, you connect all these panels in series. So you just have your positive here and your negative. This is your negative and this is your positive. That is all. Here you can use 4 mm or 6 mm depending on the distance. Then where you need to be very careful again, after connecting, this is your solar charge controller, SCC. You have your PV input here. Then this one here will go to your battery bank. This is where you have to be very careful. If you're using, whether it is an MPPT charge controller, a PWM charge controller, the cable between your charge controller and your battery bank should be large enough. If it is the first connection where all these panels are connected in parallel, it is the same size. You can use the same size of cable if it is a PWM charge controller, because the current from the solar panels to the charge controller and from the charge controller to the battery bank is almost the same. So you can use the same cable. But if you are using an MPPT charge controller, here you connect 3 in series. You are using a hybrid inverter. All the 6 panels are connected in series. Here, maybe you use 4 mm or 6 mm cable here. Then you come here between the charge controller or the hybrid inverter and the battery, and you still want to use a 6 mm cable. This is dangerous. It is hazardous. Why? The MPPT charge controller, you know that your hybrid inverter has an inbuilt charge controller, which is mostly MPPT charge controller. The MPPT charge controller can take high voltage from the solar panels and low current. But between the charge controller or the hybrid inverter and the battery, you will have low voltage and high current. So the cable here should be large. And you will size it according to the size of the charge controller. If your charge controller is 100 amps, you apply a safety factor of 1.25. So the result you get is the size. That is the cable you are going to install here should be able to carry this amount of current. If it is a 120 amp charge controller, it will be 120 multiplied by 1.25. If it is 60 amps, it will be 60 multiplied by 1.25. So your size of breaker and your size of cable should correspond with the amount of current. The other factors we take into consideration also, the temperature, because you also have to take it into consideration. The distance to account for voltage drop. So all these things, you take them into consideration during system design. And that is why I keep on saying it, that the basic foundation for any solar power system is solar system design. This is theoretical. You do it on the paper. You calculate everything before buying the components. How can you install this type of system and you are installing 6 mm cable or even 10 mm cable between the inverter and the battery bank without calculating the amount of current that will be flowing through that cable? These things can cause serious hazards. You can burn down your client's house. And you should know that if any of these components burn, you're going to buy that component. You have to replace it if the client is kind enough not to arrest you. So always take pains to learn these things. That is why some of us take pains to teach them, to, educate you on how to do these things properly. Electricity is very sweet, but if you don't handle it very well, it is dangerous. It is dangerous. It can kill you. It can destroy your property if you don't handle it with care. So, know how to properly design or size your solar power system. Then you can see that the batteries there are tubular batteries. But those batteries are of different capacities and different, is it company or different product or different manufacturer. When you're connecting those kind of batteries, it's not like lithium batteries that have BMS that will be able to manage, the BMS will be able to manage and control the battery or protect the battery. But tubular batteries don't have that kind of protection. So you mixing different brands of battery, mixing different capacities of batteries in a battery bank is not good. If you're using 200 amp hours, all the batteries in that battery bank should be 200 amp hours. And in this 2026, if you are doing an installation, you don't need tubular batteries again. The world is growing, things are changing. So you need to, follow the trend. The latest technology now is lithium battery. It is far better than tubular batteries or lead acid batteries. Tomorrow, another technology may come up. We will switch because we're always looking for the best. So take pains to learn how to do these things so that you will not burn down your house. Another thing you should take note of is your termination. I've mentioned it in one of my videos. Your termination. Make sure your cable locks are properly crimped. You can make use of ferrules if you are connecting between the solar panel and the charge controller or hybrid inverter. Make sure they are properly tied and do a pull test to make sure everything is intact. Then for the homeowner, you can check your system during operation, mostly during the day when the intensity of sun is high. Just go to the solar cable, hold one of them, touch them, one after the other. If they are hot, that you cannot hold them within 5 seconds, 10 seconds, then there's danger. There's danger. If the cables are hot and you're feeling the hotness, you should know that those cables are undersized and should draw the attention of your installer. Else, what you have there is danger. Then, between your inverter and the battery bank, you also feel it. When you are pulling heavy loads, you're connecting air condition, your water pump, your water heater, your oven, and other heavy appliances. When you connect those appliances to the inverter will draw high amount of current from the battery bank. And this current is passing through the cable. It's flowing through the cable. So if the cable cannot handle that high amount of current, an undersized cable will always be hot during operation. So when you feel it and it is hot, turn off that system and draw the attention of your installer. Else, if you allow it, it can pose a serious danger to you and the members of your household. So you can also do a personal check. Even the breakers, you can touch them with your finger. You can place your finger and feel it to know if it is hot. If it is hot, then there is a problem. Those things are undersized. They are not properly sized. So take pains to look at these things. Solar is sweet. Solar will give you peace of mind. Solar will give you peace of mind, will give you rest of mind. It will save you from generator noise, grid collapse and the rest. But if you don't do it the right way, solar will become a nightmare. You will waste your money. You will waste your investment because solar components are not cheap. They are expensive. If you're going for high quality solar components, even quality installers, they won't charge you cheap. They will charge you good amount of money for them to carry out that installation. So it is an investment. You're going to spend huge sum of money. So you have to take pains to look at this thing step by step. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.